Chet Chat is underwritten by Lighting Inc. and the law offices of John J. Sullivan.
Hi, I'm Chet Pourciau, and welcome to a new episode of Chet Chat. This month, we're spotlighting the latest trends in lighting. We have with us today Otis Alexander of Lighting Inc. and Jack Mayberry of Perch. We also have Andreas Huffman and Bernie January of a local nonprofit, Greenlight New Orleans. And of course, for our DIY segment, we have local artist Melissa Henry with some great Easter decor. Let's make this happen. Our first guest today is Otis Alexander of Lighting Inc. to talk about the latest trends in lighting. Otis, thank you so much for being here today.
Chad, I'm glad to be here.
So when I think of lighting in New Orleans, I think of home-based Lighting Inc. Tell us about Lighting Inc. and exactly what are the services that you guys provide there?
Lighting Inc. is a family-owned company, locally owned. Been in business since 1959. It was started by the Burr family. I myself have been there since I was 13, and now I'm partners with Michael Burr. We were previously located at Tulane and Carrollton on side the overpass behind the old Rock and Bowl.
And I think a lot of people still think you guys are there, but you're not there anymore. You've moved to a great location. Tell us about that.
Every day people come in and say I was on side the overpass, but we're not too far from where we were. We're right down the street actually at Carrollton and Earhart. We're in a brand new facility. Helm Paint's in one half, Lighting Inc.'s in the other half, and we're behind the new Rock and Bowl. So we're kind of still in the same area, but right down the street. Earhart's recently paved, and
it looks amazing.
It gives us great access.
Yep.
We now have parking.
I go to the gym right next door, so yeah, the street is amazing, and what they've done and what you've done with your building is great. I mean, the building looks great.
Absolutely. We're a little bit smaller, but also with the access we have to the internet and our website, lightinginconline.com, that we're actually a lot larger than we used to be. Like I said, we now have enough product that could fill up the Superdome, but obviously we can't fill the Superdome. I'd estimate we buy from about 200 different vendors over the course of a year. So we have access to just about anything you can think of.
But you still have a lot of the employees that was with you before still there. I mean, I go there and I still see people that was at the other location. So it's a very family-oriented business.
Absolutely. If you walk through the doors, more than likely you're going to think you're in the old Lighting Incorporated on Tulane and Carrollton. Just now in Earhart, most of my salespeople, in fact, all my salespeople have a minimum of 25 years experience in the lighting industry. I have one that's been there since the day we opened. Like I said, I have 33 years experience altogether. I would imagine we have over 150 years experience in the lighting industry.
And I think that's important when people come in, especially people in New Orleans, they want to see familiar faces. They want to support a local business. And that's why I think it's so important that Lighting Inc., that you guys are around and you've been around for a long time and you still deliver like amazing service to people. When I walk in, they're like, hey, Chet, how are you? So people in New Orleans like that feel of feeling like they're part of your family as well.
Well, we think it's important to stay a family-owned business, and you know, we appreciate our employees and the dedication and the years of experience they have. You know, it's an irreplaceable asset, to be honest with you.
I agree 100%. So some of the latest trends now in lighting is LED lighting, and I know you do a lot of that, and you bought some props for us. So if you want to walk us through and tell us a little bit about, you know, what LED lighting is. It's different from the way it used to be, but that's your expertise. So I'm going to kind of let you talk about that.
LED lighting, excuse me, basically stands for light emitting diode. And basically it's the latest, I guess, green source of lighting.
And on Chet Chat, that's important. We talk about local businesses and going green, so this is really, really good.
Can burn somewhere between 65 to 80% less energy, but the biggest thing is it's got a lamp life of somewhere between 20,000 and 40,000 hours, depending on the product.
And kind of estimate that or guesstimate that for people like me who, how long is that? Is that years? I mean,
I'm 47, and when I consider it the rest of my life.
Wow.
And especially for middle-aged older people, it becomes a matter of maintenance, or a commercial building or hotel where now they're putting some up and they're done.
Right.
Forever. Not to mention the energy consumption.
That's important as well. What about the price opposed to non-LED or not going green? I know it lasts a long time, but I think in the long run it probably saves you money, right?
Two or 3 years ago it was probably not cost efficient. The prices are coming down daily, but the biggest thing is the product's getting better. Where I always used to say, if it wasn't something I would put in my own house, I didn't want to sell it. Now there's product out there that not only is sellable, but it's not all contemporary. We actually have products that fit the New Orleans area.
Yeah, that's important because, you know, New Orleans is more of a traditional town, more transitional. There is a lot of contemporary here, but you're right. So this could fit into a traditional home as well.
Absolutely.
So show us what you got. You bought us a prop here.
The first thing is an LED lighting tape, which we have right here. Basically, LED is diodes. It's not a light bulb, so it's little chips basically.
Right.
And I don't know if you can see it here, but it comes in different color temperatures. So the second thing I didn't stress about LED, not only is it now getting more affordable, but it's also getting in color temperatures which are appropriate for home use. They look like the light people are used to. It's not going to look different.
Right.
This we use in under cabinet lighting, inside cabinets. I put it on the back of TVs in home theater.
Really?
Toe kicks, up above the molding. And basically, it's something that's going to last 40,000 hours. Okay, it burns like 4 watts a foot, some as low as 1 watt a foot.
Wow.
It's attached with 3M tape. And the reason I deal with this company is because it has a 3M card tape, which to me, if I'm going to buy something that's going to last 40,000 hours, it's got to be something that's going to stay up for years and not fall off in 6 weeks.
I agree 100%.
So like most things, they have different grades of what's available out there. And the product I choose to deal with is the stuff I know people are going to be comfortable with.
Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, I love it. I promote it all the time. I talk about it all the time. And you guys are the most knowledgeable with talking to people about this as well.
Once people see how easy it works, it kind of sells itself, to be honest with you.
You're right. You know, something that you guys do that I think New Orleans is missing a lot, but I didn't even know you guys did this, is you do lamp repair and lighting repair.
Oh, absolutely. In addition to lamp repairs, and I do a lot of them, and I got 2 expert guys that do it. One's there every day. I got another guy that
must be Clyde.
Clyde's there every day. And then I have another gentleman, Morris, who's been with the company since 1959, which I know he can do repairs that nobody else in the city can do. But also talking lamp repairs, other things we do that people might not know. You know, I like to call myself a full-service lighting showroom. Of course, we sell fixtures.
Right.
I sell recessed lighting, landscape lighting, LED landscape lighting. Talk about a change for LED where now the husband doesn't have to go out and change all the bulbs the night before a party. Now you're putting something out there and it's done forever. Yeah,
stress-free.
Absolutely. I do under cabinet lighting. This is a new under cabinet lighting product. This is an LED. Comes in all your different colors, white, bronze, nickel, half-inch profile.
Yeah.
You just don't see that.
You don't.
It's so thin. So that's another product. And the other thing when you're looking at that is the number of LEDs. I mean, it's real consistent across.
Yeah, I see that.
What you don't want is something where they got one LED here, one LED here, and you just got hot spots. So that when we're dealing with LED, that's kind of things we're trying to do. Find the things that really replace what you're used to and give you the same equivalent. What else do I do? I do dimming systems.
Gotcha.
Custom colors. Lutron offers colors that match just about any paint.
And if somebody bought a light fixture from you guys, and I know a lot of clients of mine bought them, and I bought them for myself, you guys will come out and install that as well, right?
No, but if you ask me, I will make sure I recommend a couple electricians who do the best job for you. No, we'll go out, we'll send someone out to your house to help lay out plans or help you make selections, but as far as installation, you do need to get an electrician to do that. Okay, we could sit here and talk forever, but we have to wrap it up real quick. What sets Lighting Inc. apart from any other lighting company? Well, like I said, we're full service. If it relates to lighting, we do it. And our employees, I mean, we have the experience, we have the knowledge, we have the ability to get done what you need to do. Plus, we're excited about lighting every day. We think it's the next few years with LED is going to change the lighting industry, and we want to be at the forefront. And you're locally owned and operated. Absolutely, that's more important. And people know us. If you walk through the door, you'll think you're on Tulane, but you're really going to be on Earhart. Excellent. Otis, thank you so much for being here. Not a problem, Chet. Guys, for more information on Lighting Inc., you can go to their website at lightinginconline.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Our next guest is Andreas Huffman and Bernie January of Greenlight New Orleans. Welcome back. It's good to be back. So the last time you guys were on here,
I had so many people asking me about Greenlight New Orleans. They wanted to know more about the program and how they get these light bulbs, so I really thought that we had to have you back. So Andreas, tell us a little bit about your program and what exactly are the services that you guys provide?
Well, what we basically provide is energy efficient light bulbs for homes in the greater New Orleans area, and especially also for Orleans Parish. So we send volunteers. It's very, very simple. People sign up. Then we call them back at one point. We make an appointment with them, and we send out volunteers to your home and change all the light bulbs in your home to energy efficient light bulbs.
And how do people qualify for this, Bernie? If they call you guys and they want to get all these light bulbs changed in the house, how do they qualify?
Well, we are an environmental organization, so we're trying to reduce the carbon footprint in the city. So there are no qualifications. We're right now focused, mainly because of our funding, on East Bank Orleans Parish residents. Right. But we're open, like Andrea said, to Greater New Orleans, to the Greater New Orleans area.
So they just call you guys, they get on a waiting list, and then eventually you guys go out and change these light bulbs for them.
Exactly.
How did you come up with this organization? Because I think it's brilliant, because on Chet Chat Show, we talk a lot about making sure that it's a local business, but also going green. And I think that's a big thing for the future. How did you come up with this program?
I started the organization about 5 years ago, very, very small. I had no idea that this is going to get so big, right? I'm a musician, and I've been a touring musician for 20 years. And after Katrina, I decided I have to make some changes, some life changes, but I also wanted to give that back to the city. I came here from Switzerland 20 years ago and got so much out of this city. Wonderful music, everything is great. It's absolutely fabulous. And I got so much out of this city, I felt like I have to give something back. So what I decided that I wanted to become carbon neutral as a band and offset the pollution we create. It was easy to calculate, a whole band, 5 people flying over to Europe, touring, flying back, and that's a certain amount of pollution you create, and I would offset it by installing energy efficient light bulbs in homes for free. I asked the audience to participate, to donate money, took that money to New Orleans, went out, bought light bulbs, sent out an email to my mailing list, who wants light bulbs? I come to your house and change light bulbs. And that was the seed of it. And then I got a lot of emails, and people started to call, and they were interested in getting the light bulbs. And it would pretty quick go beyond the pollution of my bands. I asked for donations, for grants, donations from manufacturers of light bulbs. I asked my friends to help, and then, at one point I ran out of friends. And that's how the volunteering eventually started. So it started very, very small. The first half year it was maybe 4,000 light bulbs. In the second it was 20,000 light bulbs. And now we're up to 322,000 light bulbs. And we send volunteers from all over the country to 14,000 homes in New Orleans. So it's thousands of volunteers.
Speaking of volunteers, do you need more volunteers?
Yes.
And how do they get in touch with you if they wanted to volunteer?
The best way to do it is to call us, 504-324-2429, or they can visit our website and they can sign up online at www.greenlightneworleans.org.
Okay, we got to wrap up real quick, but you bought props, and Chet Chat Show, we love props. Tell us a little bit about this prop and what is this? So
it's just a demonstration to show how much energy in comparison to an old incandescent light bulb, an energy efficient light bulb uses. So we have the old style 60-watt incandescent light bulb here, and we have the new equivalent lighting output 14-watt CFLs here. And so if I were to just flip this light bulb on the old light bulb, as you can see, the wattage here, it sort of fluctuates a little bit, but it's around 55 watts. And so if I flip on all 4 of the CFLs, the energy efficient light bulbs, it is under, under 55 watts, drastically under even, around 50 watts or so.
So you can get 4 light bulbs
equivalent
to one.
To one, exactly. So,
I mean, it's like simple. We got to change. Everybody has to change these light bulbs. I mean, this is really easy to see, the difference between using these light bulbs opposed to this one. And you guys have an event that's coming up really soon.
Yes.
Right? And you're going to be selling these lights, right? Briefly tell us about that.
We're going to celebrate. We will probably by May, we will have installed 343,829 light bulbs.
I love the fact that you know exactly to the number how many light bulbs you have installed.
That's how many people live in New Orleans, right?
Right.
So we're going to reach that somewhere in May, and that's going to be our next big celebration. It's our Citizens for Light campaign. We thought, okay, this is one light bulb per person in New Orleans. We got to celebrate that.
Right.
And in connection with that, we're gonna celebrate that at an event. We don't know exactly where it's gonna happen, but you know, if I can get all my band together, I might even play. Who knows?
Wow.
And
I might even come.
You are right.
There.
Fantastic.
There.
Great. And we will release this light bulb that's in our own packaging.
I love it.
And it's our own packaging, and we sell that as a fundraiser. From that point on, we will sell it as a fundraiser. And what's on here is, you know, it's a picture of a community garden, and you might even have seen that. It's on Dante Street. It's very close to where we're located, and it's actually a painting. My son is a painter.
Oh, really?
He's an artist, and he made this wonderful, huge painting of that community garden, and that's on the box because basically we're an organization. What we want to tell people and teach people is sustainability is so important. It takes these small little steps that don't hurt, but have a huge impact. So you have one house at a time, you change a light bulb, all of a sudden you have 330,000 light bulbs changed, which is an energy reduction of about $40 million over the lifetime of the light bulb. So all these tiny little things we do have an enormous impact.
I think that's amazing. And once again, guys, keep up the good work. Whenever you find out where exactly your fundraiser is going to be, you let me go, and I'm going to post that to the Chet Chat show and let people know exactly. Thank you guys for being here. For more information on this, you can go to their website at greenlightneworleans.org. This whole Chet Chat show has been about lighting, and so how can I not bring you the latest lighting trends? So I have one of the other designing guys on Magazine Street, Jack Mayberry, here from Perch to talk to us about what's the latest lighting trends. Jack, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for letting me.
So tell me, you guys have an amazing shop on Magazine Street, and you carry some amazing lighting. Tell us why do you think lighting is so important in any design project?
Well, I think lighting is important, especially starting with overhead lighting.
Right.
Because you can always add to your furniture table lamps or a floor lamp here and there, but overhead lighting and chandeliers are utmost important, and put them on dimmers.
Put them on dimmers. I always say that. It's very important to put all your lights on dimmers. You guys have an amazing store, but you carry some of the best lighting, I think, decorative lighting in the city.
Oh,
so
thank
you bought some amazing pieces. Kind of walk us through and tell us about some of these pieces that you've bought us.
Okay. This is a company called Stray Dog. They do all their products out of paper mache.
Right.
So really,
this is paper mache?
This is a paper mache.
Wow.
So they're just very fun and whimsical, and I think people these days are having a little bit more fun with lighting.
Right.
Which is fun.
And why do you think that's important that, you know, this is it seems like an artichoke.
It is.
What it is?
It is.
So is it the trend now, larger base lamps, or is it smaller? Because this seems like a larger base of
I'm
a lamp.
seeing larger base lamps dominate the table lamp situation.
Why do you think that is?
I think that they are more precedent than they used to be.
I agree.
You know, and other good finds that we have brought is, like, we found this in an estate sale.
This is a vintage lamp?
Vintage lamp,
Wow.
and they were actually gold. We spray painted it white, and then we have this wonderful shade that we carry that's hand embroidered that we put on top of it just for a splash of color.
So this is a custom shade?
It is a custom
And
shade.
you guys do that as well?
We do.
And if somebody came to you and they had like a picture of something that they wanted, do you put the images on there? Is that how that works, basically?
Basically, we have to go to the artist and see if they can refer the design to them back and forth. But we can accommodate them somehow.
Okay. And guys, notice what Jack has done. This whole show has been about lighting, making sure that we're going green. All these light bulbs that he has bought with these lamps have the eco-friendly green light bulbs. So thank you for doing that. You fit right into the trend of the show.
Of course.
And so so you do a lot of hand painting at the shop. So if if a light comes in or something and it's not exactly what you want it to your taste, you kind of make it your own trend. And I think that's really great. Why do you do that?
Well, I think that repurposing
Right.
is a major thing. Like even if you have a couple lamps at home that you're just tired of looking at, change the color.
Right.
Change the shade. It's an easy fix and an inexpensive one.
Yeah, I agree 100%. So what is this lamp?
That one's a vintage Murano, and with the traditional lucite base on it.
Right.
So it's just beautiful in color, especially the waterfall shape of it.
It's gorgeous. I love the green color of it. It's just really,
Yeah.
really beautiful. It's glass though, right?
It is.
Murano glass?
Murano glass, yes.
Yeah. And then talk to us about the lamp that we have back here that I absolutely just love.
This is a floor lamp from Stray Dog, once again, and it came in white. So I decided that I was just going to paint it to be a little.
You jackerized it.
I jackerized it to be a little bit more whimsical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's great. So you have a shop on Magazine Street. Tell us a little bit about the shop, and you have other services that you guys provide there besides just these amazing lamps.
We do. We do furniture, custom furniture, interior design services, drapery, bedding, really the whole 9 yards.
So you're a full service store, should I say?
Yeah,
you sell
home decor
lighting, home decor store.
Yeah.
And has your trend seemed to be more in your store more traditional, modern, transitional?
Well, I think people gravitate towards our store because we have the talent of mixing vintage, contemporary, and antique together and making the situation work.
And don't you think that's important?
Oh, it is, especially if you have an antique piece and you want to go a little bit more contemporary. By adding just a few elements, you make the piece work.
And with the sign of the times, I think people are doing different things. People are finding their own design sense and their own design style. And it may not be one specific style. You may just want to incorporate different styles together. You may have an old piece, like you said, maybe from a grandmother or aunt that
Exactly,
you inherited.
exactly.
And then you want to mix it in with these great pieces.
Exactly.
So if we had to know one great thing about Perch, what would you say that would be?
Diversity.
Diversity, and you're locally owned and operated.
Definitely.
That's important.
Thank you.
Okay, so guys, for more information on Jack and Perch, you can visit their website at www.perchhome.com. Stay with us. We have our DIY right after this. This is the part of the Chet Chat show that we all love. It's the DIY, the do-it-yourself part of the show. And so Easter is upon us, so I thought we gotta have a DIY where we have some type of Easter. So I found the perfect person to show us some great Easter decor. Melissa Henry's here to show us some great Easter decor. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So I called Ken Osborne at Estella's and asked Ken, who should I have on my show to talk about great Easter decor? And he said, you gotta call Melissa. She's great, but also has a great personality. We've been chatting beforehand.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about you and who you are and how you created these great Easter projects.
I'm a mom that has two young children. I was an accountant for 25 years downtown at a French Quarter hotel. I've always loved to paint, draw, and try to tackle whatever project I can. So after the kids went to school full time, my husband said, it's time, you need to get a program.
You need a program.
I need a program. So my love has now become my work.
And which is great, because a lot of times people don't love their work. So you actually have let your hobby become your work, and you love it. And that's probably why you do such a great job at it.
Yes.
So talk to us about this project, because I'm intrigued by this. When you told me you had an Easter egg holder, I thought it was going to be the little plastic cup things, and I'm like, Melissa, that's been done already. But you bought something here that's way different than that.
This was my husband's. I'm not going to say how old he is.
Okay.
It could be a little bit of an antique.
But it's not an antique. I didn't say that.
Okay. When his mother moved out of her house uptown, she cleaned out the attic, and we found this.
Right.
And I wanted to do a little TLC to it, and he wanted to leave it as it is.
Of course.
So we went ahead and reproduced another one. And I've let my children, we have a couple more at home, and my children have actually done the sides of them.
The sides of them, just created something
Right,
different.
right.
So tell us the steps about how someone can create this project.
First of all, on the sides, you need a pattern, which I started with a bunny pattern, and I used a plywood. I think it's maybe like a 1/2 inch plywood. You could do an Easter you could do a Easter egg pattern. You could do a chicken. Probably a child's coloring book would be a good way to find a pattern and trace it.
Yeah, and also clip art, which I talk a lot about.
Yes.
Clip art's another great place, guys. If you want to get images, Melissa has Easter bunnies, but if you want to get another image for something else, go to clip art. It's free, and you can download it and just put it right on here.
Right. Then I just took some scrap lumber, since everything I do is made from lumber. We had some scrap lumber laying around, and this is
So you repurposed, recycle, upcycle some lumber that you already had.
Right.
Okay, that's important on Chet Chat. We talk a lot about making sure that we're staying eco-friendly, repurposing, recycle, and a local business, and you seem to fit all of those.
Yes, I did. This is a 1x4 where you can dig out of the dumpster anywhere or find at Home Depot. And then I took old curtain rings that I had just kept because I figured somebody's going to need it for a school project.
I have a lot of those around not only my house, my office, because I do design work. I have a lot of these. I mean, that's a brilliant thing. Thanks for telling me
or
that.
you could, probably the wooden ones would work because they're thicker.
Right.
And you don't have to glue these together. So I painted everything the colors that I wanted.
Right.
Then I glued these together with goop or whatever glue that will hold. And then we put them on top. And then I nail gunned the side. I did 2 layers. And I actually used some molding that I had laying around, painted it, and put it on the sides.
I love what you've done is you have repurposed all the stuff basically you had around your house. So instead of going out and buy something new, you have this molding, or if you don't have molding, you can buy very inexpensive molding like at Home Depot or Lowe's or something like that, and then you painted this, right?
Yeah, I painted this. Or either you could just use make little whatever on the side or paint flowers. Use any kind of sponges.
So, one of the things that I like to talk to people about when we talk about do-it-yourself segments is that I don't think there's a wrong or a right way to do something. It's kind of let your creative side comes out. And everybody has a creative side. You just have to find your creative side and let it come out. There is no wrong or right way. Don't you agree with that?
Yes, I do.
And so after that's done, what's the next step?
The next step, you need to probably paint this first. And then attach everything together after it's painted.
Okay. And so once all this is done, you have transformed this into what we're calling the reveal, the finished product, correct?
Yes.
This is amazing. I mean, it went from, this was like your husband's, and then you repurposed, recycled, and turned it into this. I mean, what made you do that?
Because when we used to dye Easter eggs, I was always going. We'd put them back in the egg cartons, and I couldn't stand that. And you take all the time dyeing eggs, boiling them, doing all the work, and then you want to display them. Okay. So that's how I wanted to do. And this actually helps them dry because you get your fingers all over them when you're dyeing them. So that's what we did. And I just figured that the curtain rings would be much easier than drilling those big holes.
I agree 100% because a lot of people don't like to do this.
Right.
So we have to wrap up, but real quick, if somebody wants to get in touch with you and find out where you can find all of your products, how would they go about doing that?
I sell all my products at Estella's, Judy at the Rink, Betty Hundley Designs on Magazine Street, and also Whimsy, which is in River Ridge. Okay. And I also have a website that is www.showmethedoor.net.
I love it. www.showmethedoor.net. That's our website. How cute is that?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. And guys, we will be right back. Guys, I hope this show today has shined some light on your home design projects. I'd like to thank all of my guests for being here today. If you have a local business or organization that would like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Chet Chat, just email us your suggestions at chetchatshow@gmail.com. For more information about this episode, you can visit my website at chetpourciaudesign.com and just click on our blog. Also, enter now to win a design makeover with Chet Pourciau Design. Check my blog for details on how a room in your home can be the next design project. I'm Chet Pourciau, and I've got designs on New Orleans.
Chet Chat is underwritten by Lighting Inc. and the law offices of